There have been several times in my life where I have really gotten masculine and strict and forceful and dictatorship, well, that's not a word, with myself and forced myself into losing weight. Keto diets and the exercising and the calorie cutting and all these things, and it was miserable during it. And honestly, when I lost the weight, I still felt miserable because there was so much deeper work that I wasn't doing. And in fact, I thought at that time, oh, it's because I'm fat, it's because I don't look like this girl, or whatever, these external things, that I'm unhappy. So if I just got skinny, well, of course I'd be happy. Like, this is my problem, like that's how limited my thinking was. And so I was unhappy to begin with, thought that it was because of my body, thought that if I fixed my body, I would then be happy. So I was unhappy. I was unhappy doing the things to lose the weight. I lost the weight while I was still unhappy. So it took, 10 plus years. I've been overweight my whole life, but it took it was like a 10-year span where I'd go through these crazy dieting and I'd get skinny. Like, I remember my coworker was like, dude, like, you're so skinny. Are you like taking something? Like, are you on coke? Or like, what is going on here? I'm sure you're aware of that whole saga, that whole song and dance. It's like most women in America, I mean, this has been like planted into us and like weaponized that we aren't good enough and our body isn't good enough. And if we had a better body, if we were skinny enough, like, it would up our value. And we were just, oh gosh, it's so crazy. Like, I actually am enjoying, I've been watching Girls Next Level with Holly Madison and Bridget, because and it's so interesting, like, to see how much they've changed and grown in their perspective, and they're like in their 40s and 50s now, and just some of the conversations they have like really intrigue me, because I remember watching that show growing up and like, putting it on a pedestal. And I mean, everyone was watching it. It's not like now where you have all these different segments and people are finding their own little YouTube niche. It was like you have one mainstream channel that all these women are watching, and young girls. And anyway, I keep going on so many segments, but it is what it is. I call this now, I heard this girl say it, I think it was, what are those girls' names? Tana Monga and Trish Paytas. And she was like saying like she would do like stream of consciousness videos, and I feel like that's what I'm doing. I'm just like spitting out whatever comes to my mind. Like, I'm just sitting here, like, I'm just sitting here having coffee with a girlfriend. But anyways, where was I going? Oh, so the channel and stuff. And it's so crazy to look back and like hear them like, talking about a lot of the toxic stuff. But just what I remembered was just, it's so sad, like the competitiveness of these girls. Like, it's like, who's Hef's number one girlfriend? Who's he gonna invite? Like, he held all the power. Oh, are you good enough for the magazine? Sorry, you're not. And like telling them they need a nose job. Like, I'm getting angry. Yeah, because I was freaking violated by this culture. But it was like, oh, you need a nose job, you need a boob job, you need to lose weight, you need a tan, you need to be blonde. And we're like internalizing this at 11 years old. Oh gosh, it's just, I want to say it's sad, but it's just like, it is what it is. It's part of the path to awaken us to our true power and our true worth. A lot of times through contrast, going Abraham Hicks on you, like, finding out what it isn't helps you find out what it is, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's like you need the shadow to see the light, darkness to see the light, whatever, nighttime to see the daytime. So anyway, there's just some backstory of like where I was growing up on, and probably a lot of women my age, millennials, whatever, like it was similar culture. And so I very much thought that my worth and also my happiness was going to be tied to what I looked like. So I thought the skinnier I was, the happier I would be, the more valuable I would be, the more men would want me, all of that. So, but of course, we are probably grown enough to know that that was not true, and it was a great awakening for us as individual women, society. So many things have changed. Some things have maybe swung the pendulum too far, in my opinion. Like, the man-hating thing is not personally what I view. I think there's like a healthy middle ground. You know, it's not like, hey, go for a Hugh Hefner or like F men forever. I think there's a healthy middle. That's just my perspective right now in life. Sorry. And anyway, so lots of beautiful things are unfolding in society, a lot of awakenings and finding our true worth, our true power, blah de blah. And so that's also happening with me as well, where when I was 29, my Saturn return, but also that one thing that I don't know, I've heard from other videos you're not supposed to say on YouTube, but the whole thing that happened in the world recently, like what, that would be 6 years ago now, since it's 2026, do the math. That whole thing happened, and during that, I moved out of my home state, and I went to Southern California, and I just got away from my family, my hometown, my beliefs, and everything. And I just really, I want to say, shut out the external world, which sounds dramatic, but I think it's kind of true, and I don't think that's bad. But I just completely went inward. Like, I just planted myself like a seed into my darkness, and the darkness of the soil, and going into my own depths and my own soul. And I really healed and discovered and revealed and met myself and all of these things. And since that time, it kind of dissolved and healed and brought into light a lot of the things that I just talked about. So in no way now do I believe my skinniness and hotness is tied to my value or worth. Do I think it'll make me happy? Do I think that women are competition, and like, do I want a disgusting guy like Hugh Hefner and yuck? Like, I remember watching that show thinking like, wow, I should graduate high school and then go move into the Playboy Mansion. Anyway, and I also liked older men, which that's tied to my own masculine wounds, my own dad issues. But I wonder if it was also, everything's so layered. Like, I just remember, at least in that time, I don't know if it kind of is, it was like this cool societal thing to like be dating older guys and be like a sugar baby, and you're like a half girlfriend and blah blah blah. So I had a lot of issues dating older guys, but again, several reasons for that. So when I moved there 6 years ago, I really dove into this spiritual awakening journey, and I kind of just not neglected my body, but it was just such on the back burner. Whereas up until then, my body and like the insecurities about it, and like thinking, it was the end all be all, was like on the forefront of my mind. And then once I realized that was all BS, it really became the internal work and the self work and the spiritual work and the Akashic records and energy and like the upper chakras and all of these things, where like I was so exhausted and wounded with all of the lower chakra, body, sexuality, beauty, all of those type of forms of power. Like, I kind of swung the pendulum the opposite way. And instead of being like hyper obsessed, I was in an unhealthy way, like just avoiding it. And the pendulum has kind of come back to a harmonized balance here, where for the past year, my body, my nervous system, my health, my blood work, getting ready more than I would, caring about appearance, adorning myself. And I don't mean appearance like what I look like, I mean like how things make me feel. All of that stuff has come back into my forefront, but in like a aligned, healthy way. And I'm like rediscovering this journey of being in my body and enjoying it and feeling good and adorning myself and buying jewelry pieces and curling my hair and like putting on makeup again. Like, I didn't wear makeup for over 5 years. So I'm like rediscovering this from like an aligned place, and it's been so fun. and rediscovering working out, rediscovering eating healthy, and all of the things that were such like militant, hateful things I was doing to myself. Now it's like this feminine, unflowering, loving, delicious co-creation with my body in this life. And eating amazing foods and working out and doing things to adorn myself and beautify myself. I'm doing all those things again from like a deeper energy of like an act of self-love and self-care, and knowing like I want to feel good, I deserve to feel good, and I am worth it. And it's like from this valued self-love place. Whereas before, when I was caking on the makeup, extreme dieting, whatever, it was because I sucked if I wasn't thin. I was like, you suck, Sarah. You're not valuable. Go get skinny. If you want to talk to me again, you freaking loser. Like that was the, the energy behind it. So, oh, Sev, careful. Careful, buddy. Don't knock over the camera. And so, in this place, like, because now I've done the internal work, now I get to return to the body and to the lower chakras and to the Venusian sacral energies and love and jewelry and hair and makeup and all these fun things. And it's just like such a totally different experience. It's like, this is the analogy that came to me. It's like having a one night stand or making love with your husband. Like it's a totally different thing. And I mean a one night stand with like a toxic guy because you're like desperate and like blowing up his phone. Okay, so the past couple weeks I've had some visitors here at my apartment, and so I haven't been able to be on my schedule that I was doing and giving as much time and attention to myself. And I'm not complaining. It just is what it is. Like, I love having visitors, seeing friends, seeing family, like whatever, like amazing. But I have noticed that not having as much time for myself, and again, these are fluke things. It's like saying, you know, you're going home for the holidays. It's like, these are, you know, once in a blue moon things. You're making memories, you're connecting with people, like life's a balance. And that's why I'm okay with like kind of getting off my routine. But I and making these memories and connections and relationships and all that fun stuff. But it has really shown me how freaking good I was feeling when I was taking care of myself, when I had more time to like, you know, for example, like I said, I should have washed my hair yesterday, missed the boat, but I'm just like kind of trying to calibrate back into my life. Not to mention I'm in like my late luteal phase, so my energy's lower. Anyway, so this contrast of like not being on top of my game as much, or maybe like eating things I normally wouldn't have eat because it's like fun vacationing, making memories, which again is fine. Like back when I was like the militant, like you suck, Sarah, it was like there was no time for like indulging and vacations, and you're going out with your mom so you have some cake or like, you know, fun stuff like that. It was like nope, like very rigid, very masculine. And now I feel more like fluid. Like, yeah, if I want to enjoy something, if I want to have a little treat or whatever, an extra cacao in the day, a little extra honey, like go ahead, girl, indulge. Like you're here to hang out with people and celebrate and whatever. But after 2 weeks of it, I'm like really craving getting back on like my really like streamlined, I don't even want to call it discipline, but it's just like self-attention, like self-care, self-love. And it's just, there's only so much time and energy in a day. And if you're hanging out with people all day, you just genuinely, mathematically don't have as much time to be alone and tending to yourself. So I feel so good being back alone at my place and getting to just give myself a lot more time and attention. And the whole thing, this whole, like 10, 15 minute backstory of all this was to say that what I'm missing and what I'm loving and what I'm craving is just that like that me time, that indulgent time of like cooking myself nice meals and grocery shopping regularly and just tending to myself and doing the Pilates schedule I want to do and the showering schedules I want to do, taking my full shower routines, my skincare routines. You know, I have nail polish I want to switch out. I'm like, damn, like I want to get back to me. Like it's like dating, you know, it's like you want to reconnect, and I like have such this beautiful relationship with myself now that when I'm not being able to tend to her and be with her and like have intimacy with her and love and care and romance and all of these things together, that like I genuinely yearn for it and I miss it. And it has nothing to do with like anything about my physical weight. It's like genuinely just like I want to spend time with myself, and that does include eating well and working out, because not because I'm like, hey, I have to lose weight by this date, you know, or I'm so fat. It's because it feels so good. It's because I want to eat and cook myself healthy meals. I love how it feels to like know that like I'm on my grocery shopping schedules, you know, get stuff to go that I'm overpaying for that's lesser quality than if I would have made it at home, and I'm spending more money, and like, you know, I'm kind of racing around. Like I don't want to always live in that place. So I just love when it's like, like it's just a nice, leisurely, feminine, indulgent time with myself. I've got all my groceries. I've got all the time to, you know, make myself a meal prep if I want to, chop things up, put them in their cute little containers. Like I love like putting all of my seeds, because I do seed cycling for my menstrual cycle. If you don't know what that is, look that up. Seed cycling, menstrual cycle. So I put all my specific seeds in like these 4 glass jars with wooden lids. It just looks so cute. And when I'm like rushing around because there's people staying at my house and we've got places to go, I'm just like scooping stuff out of the bag because I'm like whatever. And you know, you get what my drift. So I'm just like, gosh, it is like this loving, romantic fairy tale life with myself, and it just feels so good. And like I said, yes, a byproduct of this is that I am gonna lose weight and my skin's gonna look healthier, and I'm gonna, you know, whatever, and I'm gonna adore myself, so people are gonna compliment on my jewelry or my shirt or my, you know what I mean. And so that's all fun and good and nice, like bonus stuff, but it's not why I'm doing it. And so I just am proud of myself, and I feel mature, and I feel happy, and I feel in love with myself, and like I value myself, and I'm worthy of these things, and I know what it means to be in a healthy relationship, starting with myself and also extending now into other people. I'm engaged. I was gonna say I'm in a relationship for the first time in my life. That's just 2 beautiful souls coming together, mirroring each other, challenging each other, helping each other grow, helping each other expand. So our energies resonate. It's a beautiful, respectful, amazing adventures and upliftment, and, you know, unearthing deep things that are uncomfortable, but you sit with it and you grow with it and you heal it and all of that stuff. And that's completely new for me, but I don't think I would have had a relationship with another man to be able to treat me like this if I wasn't first treating me like this. I had to treat me like this first before I could attract the energy of a man who was going to treat me like this. Because if you're not in this like loving, amazing romance, working on yourself, doing the shadow work, taking care of yourself, tending to yourself, growing, expanding, if you're not doing that with you, you're not going to be able to do that with somebody else. So I had to start doing this work first, and then a man who was then going to amplify and do it with me because he was also doing it for himself. That's how you find a healthy relationship. And I had never been in one until now because I wasn't healthy. I mean, so I went to rehab when I was 21-ish. for heroin, and that's when I kind of got formally introduced to like psychology and childhood trauma, AA meetings, all of that. So, and I'm 35, so it's been like 15 solid years that I have been on that trajectory of like self-help, self-growth, and understanding things, and examining deeper. And like I said, it was when I moved to California 6 years ago, that is when like I just like kicked it into overdrive, like took it to another level. And that's when I really started understanding like energy work and manifesting. And everyone's always manifesting, by the way. It's just where you want to consciously put your energy and your vibe. So that's when I realized that like, oh, we're always creating our own life. You get to write the script. Because if you don't, it's just going to be like auto written for you. And so 6 years ago, that's the switch that like really took me to the next level. And then 2-ish years into that journey is when I met my fiance. So about 4 years into dating is when we got engaged. So where I'm at right now, just trying to keep on sustaining all of these beautiful, loving things. And my biggest lesson I'm working on is boundaries, and like protecting this peace and protecting this love that I've cultivated with myself and my fiance, and that I don't have to give away my energy. I can protect it. I have so much empathy and compassion. I'm a life path 33, and I just want to like give all my love and energy and time to other people and help them. And it's like, no, I need to take care of myself first, and then for my overflow, if and when I have it, I can give to other people. But even then, I need to be more discerning with who I'm giving with. Like, I don't have to love and help everybody all the time, and it needs to be a two-way street. Like, I can't be the only one always giving and never receiving. So I'm really working on that, which could be a whole other video. I figured it out with myself a lot about like receiving love from myself, receiving love from my partner, secondary to that. And now I'm at the point where it's like with other platonic relationships in my life, friends, family, whatever, just being able to receive from them, but also know, okay, well, who are the people I'm giving more to, and like really protecting that energy and those boundaries, and like keeping my energy, my peace, and my love like for myself, because I need that and I deserve that, and I don't need to save everybody. But anyways, I could talk forever, so I am gonna sign off. And Zeph and I are gonna go to the dog park. I'm gonna grocery shop. I literally haven't grocery shopped in like days and days and days and days, and I am just like so excited to like restock my kitchen, take him to the park, get a little sunshine, do a workout later, and yeah. Anyways, I love you. Have a good one.